It's time for another episode of The Oil Stream with Dustin Nielsen and Tom Gazzola, presented by Popeye's Louisiana Kitchen.
Happy Wednesday, everybody, and welcome to another episode of The Oil Stream. Nielsen and Gazzola with you once again. Thank you very much for being here. All part of the Nielsen Media Coolbet Network. And, of course, The Oil Stream presented to you every day by Popeye's Louisiana Kitchen. And I'll just throw it out there. Like, nothing says Christmas shopping at the mall like Popeye's Louisiana Kitchen for lunch. And Tommy, I was doing some Christmas shopping at the mall yesterday, right at lunchtime. So I did dabble for the first time there. Well, second time, I guess. I went right after it opened. Little Popeye's chicken sandwich at the food court at the mall, buddy. It was a dream come true.
That, I'm sure, was the nice little respite you needed from the chaos. Was there chaos at noon? I would imagine at
it's not too bad on a weekday. That's why I do a lot of my shopping on weekdays. It's not too crazy. But it was nice just to get a Popeye's chicken sandwich and some Cajun fries and go sit down and chill for 20 minutes, you know?
Yeah,
it doesn't get any better. Like, it's
great.
I know. And it was close to the busiest restaurant at the food court. So yeah, that's a positive as well.
When I go to Popeye's, I go to the one on 109th Street in Jasper Ave. When I go in, I sit, and I always get the combo, obviously. I get my mac and cheese, it's just my thing, with my chicken sandwich. And then I like the cherry Coke.
You're a big cherry Coke guy, hey?
I'm not a pop soda guy in general, but if I'm going to have it, I want cherry cola.
Huh. The only pop I really drink is when I have spiced rum in it. Usually I'm either an iced tea guy, usually, I guess. So it's kind of the same sort of thing. But yeah, I like that. All right, we got a few things to get to. We'll get to inside the numbers for Coolbet. Some numbers the Oilers have put up right now offensively are straight up ridiculous. We'll get to, and of course, the game last night. Let's start there, Tommy. I mean, I don't know how, like, if you're the Preds going into that game last night, you probably say, hey, guys, like, kind of want to really shut down Draisaitl tonight. He's kind of killed us lately. And then he kills him again. Like, it's insane how he dominates the Nashville Predators. He's having a phenomenal season. 20% of his points, and he's got 51 of them. 20% of them have come in 2 games against the Nashville Predators. That's insane.
That's insane. Who did Gretzky have? It was the Canucks that he
owned the Canucks.
Right?
Yeah.
And it just happens. I don't know how to explain it. I don't know if it's style of play. I don't necessarily think it is. If a guy has this run against a certain franchise, it gets in your head. You get this good feeling, and anytime you face them, you're like, you know what? I think I'm going to have a good night tonight, and that's where Leon Draisaitl's at with the Nashville Predators. It is incredible to see. I mean, the second goal he scored, the first goal was nice too, but that was a nice pass by Nugent Hopkins. But just the second one, where he just took it and snaps it home, I'm like, was that a bad goal?
I feel like it was kind of a bad goal. Like, if Jack Campbell lets that one in, we're like, bad goal.
Right, but like,
elite shot.
There were times where, remember Mark Messier would go down the wing off his
far side, off wing.
Yeah. Maybe a guy deserves credit for just being able to snipe. And he's like, you know what? I'm going to just take this one. I'm going to fire it. I'm pretty sure it's going to go in. That's what I think happened. And so it is incredible. And the fact that him, Hyman, and McDavid combined for 13 points, they just popped off on Nashville, and the poor Preds get to do it all over again next week. And I don't like their chances next week when the Oilers go back there. Nashville's got some injuries. They're not a necessarily strong team to begin with. Their big guns that had a good year last year seem to be quite quiet. Who is it? Philip Forsberg is their leading scorer. He has 23 points this season. So it's been a rough go for the Nashville Predators, and the Oilers took full advantage, which is what a good team is supposed to do. So check mark beside the box on good teams beating lesser opponents. The Oilers did that last night.
If Leon Draisaitl, if you only counted his 2 games against Nashville, he would be 8th on the team in scoring. How ridiculous is that, right? Because if you eliminate him, then you've got McDavid, Nuge, Hyman, Barry, Nurse, Kane, Bouchard, and then Leon Draisaitl's 10 points in 2 games is more than McLeod had in 21, more than Kulak, more than Ryan, more than Yamo, more than Puljujärvi, more than CC, more than everybody else. It's just insane that a guy's put up 10 points in 2 games against the National Hockey League team. It's rather incredible. Speaking of incredible, Zach Hyman getting a hat trick in the most Zach Hyman fashion ever, right, Tommy? I mean, that's what it was.
Yeah, get that shovel out, dig away, and that's exactly what he did. Yes, even the third goal into the empty net, like that was a hardworking empty net goal. You beat Roman Josi to the puck, and you smack it with one arm, and it goes in. Like that was perfect, fitting, and you could see everybody celebrating for Hyman, patting him on the head. You got McDavid giving him the head pats, and I guess all those games that he went, the 9 straight without a goal. I know he had a couple called back. Even the fact that the goal in Minnesota was reviewed, I was like, that's fitting. And then last night he just pops off. So that's got to be a good feeling for Zach Hyman. That line, I don't know how you break them up just yet until guys get healthy and you want to maybe add balance to the lineup when you face a deeper team is when you do it. But you've got St. Louis, who's had its fair share of struggles lately, and then Anaheim on Saturday. You might not have to break that line up necessarily just yet.
Jack Campbell. What do you think of Campbell last night, buddy?
Awful start. Absolutely terrible start. That goal that went in on the first shot was bad. And then, he made a couple of saves and it looked like things were getting better. And then in the second period, he lets in the first shot by Johansson off the rush, off his pad and in. Those 2 goals I thought were awful. I think they were stinker goals. I know Ryan Johansson, he's a good player, but when 2 shots like that go in off of you and through your legs, that's not a good sign. I'm not going to blame him for the third one. The third one, the defense backed in. You let NHL players get a great look like that from that close. They're generally going to bury. Yes, he made himself look small, but he also had 2 defensemen on their knees in front of him, not doing anything to help out. So it got better as the night went on. He did make some key saves. I think it's a small step in the right direction. It's not going to go from night to day like that, from bad to good. For Jack Campbell, I think it's going to be a process. And I think that was one where you could say, all right, that first brick has been laid. Let's see if he can build it up.
Yeah, I'm a little torn on the first one because he would have probably told you, I can't let something get through me like that. But it was through traffic. It went off CC and kind of dipped down. I think it would have hit him in the chest if it didn't hit CC, right? So, but still, I mean, it went right through him. So that's tough.
Dusty. Yeah. It's like how many goals have we seen Jack Campbell let in where it's like, oh, but the guy got his stick on it. Oh, but if so-and-so had just played it like that, like CC getting a piece of it yesterday, how many of those go in on Jack Campbell? A lot. There's a reason.
Yeah, that's true. A little leaky in those situations. Well. That's
exactly.
fair.
So to me, that we're at the point now where it's like, no, we're past unlucky. He's just not saving ones he should save, regardless of redirections or clever little plays here and there. And so I'm at the point now where I'm like, no, that's on him. And until he starts garnering trust from the team and the fan base and starts making good saves and ones he's not expected to and ones he should make, I think, I look at a goal like that and go, no, that's on him. That should not go in, regardless of the tip.
Tommy, you know what I'm having flashbacks of right now? You talking about Koskinen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, this is the kind of your same sort of view on a goalie as you had on Koskinen for the last 2 years.
Yep. And Koskinen never really proved me wrong, but when he went on good stretches, you had to give him credit and applaud him. And, Jack Campbell has done a good job of blowing up any trust I think the fan base has had in him through the first bit of training camp. Now he needs to garner it back and get on the heater here.
All right, let's dive into your Boston Pizza appetizer. And it is official. It's locked in. We've been tweeting it out. I know some people that are already planning on popping by, which will be great. Myself and Tommy, our final Oil Stream pre-Christmas episode, will be doing it at Boston Pizza in Terwilliger, right at the north end of Terwilliger Road. Everybody knows that Boston Pizza's been there for a long time. We're going to be in the lounge on Tuesday, December 20th at 6 o'clock for a live taping of the Oil Stream. Very much looking forward to it. Dave Jameson was saying he might pop by today. That would be fun. That's also like the final day of my show because you're taking over the next day and I'm going to be gone to Spangler and then holidays and stuff. Yeah. So I'll be in a great mood Tuesday night. It should be a lot of fun. So 6 o'clock, Boston Pizza to Terwilliger next Tuesday, December 20th. We'd love to see you out to have a little holiday drink with the boys.
It's been really fun at BP. I have to admit, like all the different locations we've gone to for different reasons. Some have been quieter, some have been a little louder. We've had family show up. I had friends texting this morning saying, hey, I might come. Let me know and remind me. And I'm like, well, we're going to retweet it and put it out there a few more times.
Yeah, I'll be out there a lot.
Leading up until Tuesday. So I'm looking forward to it. This might be the one where we get a really big, robust Oil Stream faithful coming by. But it's been nice. Like, it's been cool, and I've enjoyed it, and I'm glad it continues.
I like because you think, oh, it's Boston Pizza Lounge. But every one of those lounges has a different vibe and a different feel to it. And I'm excited. I mean, I've been to this one a bunch, the one in Terwilliger. I lived in Terwilliger for 4 or 5 years. I know that BP's going there after hockey a lot for different things. So looking forward to being there on Tuesday, December 20th, 6 o'clock. Pop by. First 10 people to say, hey, Dusty, give me the goods. And I'll buy you a beverage for the night as well. Tommy, a lot of people are excited about Pat Verbeek, the GM of the Ducks, circling around, floating around the Oilers right now. Obviously, the Oilers play the Ducks this Saturday at home, 2 o'clock start. Does anything come of this? What's going on with Verbeek here and the Ducks right now?
Yeah, it's interesting, and I know people are excited. They're at the point now where it's like maybe he'll take Jesse Puljujarvi away from them. I do know this. Pat Verbeek has been a scout for many years before he got the job as GM of the Ducks. Yes, maybe he's sniffing around the Oilers if he's following them through a couple of cities and kind of just seeing what's going on for himself before he does anything. If he is going to do anything, maybe he's watching some other guys. It's entirely possible too. But as of right now, I've been told there's really nothing concrete in regard to that. And so it is fun because people get in a tizzy over it. But I think that's pretty much all it is at this point. Now, maybe down the road later in the season, it could become something. I don't think it's anything imminent. That's my sense of all the information I've gathered. And it is interesting, too, because before we fired up the Oil Stream today, I said, well, I do remember like people from the Ducks reaching out to people in the Oilers organization asking about Jesse Puljujarvi. So maybe it's something that they're looking at down the road this season, and we'll see. But, you know, anybody thinking that Jesse Puljujarvi was being showcased when he played a couple of shifts on the top line last night in the third period, I think that's a bit of a reach. That's just me. I think that was more so Jay Woodcroft trying to get Jesse Puljujarvi going. But it's always intriguing when a GM's following a team around, trying to look at what's going on. And we'll continue watching the press box seating chart to see who's sniffing around the Oilers. But the last 2 weeks, there's been a lot of scouts at Oilers games. Boyd Gordon's been around. He's been scouting for the Detroit Red Wings, and among others, Sean Horkoff was back in town. Like, it was incredible to see all these former Oilers. Guys are doing their due diligence going into midseason meetings and all of that.
The Ducks would be an interesting landing spot for Jesse Puljujarvi, or not even a landing spot, but it makes sense that they would poke around a little bit, I guess, Tommy, for the following reasons. One, they got a ton of cap space. They could bring on the full ticket right now, and it would be great for the Oilers to move the $3 million. The Ducks could bring them in. They're also a team that is full blown in transition mode right now. Probably could actually give him an opportunity and run him a bit and see, because it's not going to kill them if it doesn't work. So you've got that going for you as well. And he's also a player prior to this season who's had very good analytics and is in phenomenal shape. And if that doesn't sound like a Dallas Eakins type of player to me, I don't know who is.
Really quickly, what do Jesse Puljujarvi's eyes tell Dallas Eakins, though? That's the key.
That he's a lost little boy. That's what they tell him right now. But yeah, I mean, it kind of that would kind of make sense. I mean, the Ducks could fit him in. They wouldn't have to move any money around. They're at the point now where they could give a bunch of these types of guys a look and see if it clicks with anybody. And if it doesn't work, oh, well, you still suck and you move on to somebody else, right?
Exactly. Yeah, that's entirely true. Maybe some teams are looking at Puljujarvi and saying, hey, there's a reclamation project. I bet with a fresh start, he's, way better than he is right now. And
maybe,
it might be true,
but I mean,
we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah. We'll see. But it's not like he's been at 3 different places and it hasn't worked anywhere, right? So far, it just hasn't worked at Edmonton. So I don't know. We'll see. I could see something happening with the Ducks. That'd be interesting. All right, let's dive into Inside the Numbers for Coolbet Canada, partner with the Oil Stream and Two Guys and a Goalie in the Lock Shop. And stay cool and bet responsibly with our partners over at Coolbet. And, if you want to have Draisaitl hammer the Preds again next week, watch for that. You'll get some pretty good odds at Coolbet. I actually it was a real coward's bet last night. I had Leon Draisaitl to score and for the game to finish over 4.5 goals. And it was an automatic. It was done like early second period. Right. But it only played like plus 110. I kind of dialed it back a bit. But you know what? Winning money is better than losing money. So stay cool and bet responsibly with our partners at Coolbet. Tommy, Connor McDavid is on pace for 161 points right now. Leon Draisaitl is on pace for 139. Connor's on pace for like a 70-goal season. The numbers these two guys are putting up are ridiculous. Connor McDavid has an 8-point cushion on the Art Ross right now. That's ahead of Leon Draisaitl. Then you got to go another 7 points down to find third. It's Tage Thompson. Like, he's running away with it. I think it was brought to I mentioned it on the show this morning. Somebody confirmed it for me. Like, there's a chance here that McDavid and Draisaitl could be 1-2 in goals, assists, and points. And from what I was told earlier today, that's never happened for two teammates to be 1-2 in goals, 1-2 in assists, and 1-2 in points. Like, this is some historic shit we're seeing from these two guys right now. And it seems like common sense to think it's going to slow down a bit. But we're 30 games in, and it hasn't.
It won't slow down. I think McDavid hitting 150 is going to happen. Draisaitl, does he get to 130? Yeah, maybe. These two are incredible to watch. What they're doing out there right now is amazing. And yes, maybe we're pumping them up because we cover them every day. But seriously, when they're doing that, like McDavid and Draisaitl putting up those types of numbers, accomplishing what they have in recent years, their track record, this isn't new, except for the fact that they're just setting the bar even higher. Malkin, Crosby haven't done it. Backstrom, Ovechkin didn't do it. Lemieux and Yager in that 95-96 season, that was amazing. And it looks like these two guys, and McDavid and Draisaitl, are on their way to surpassing what those two accomplished. Enjoy it. Just embrace it and enjoy it. And you can bitch about the rest of the team not pulling its weight. I think at some point those guys will. But you've got two thoroughbreds at the top of their game in peak physical condition. Let those bad boys run as far and as long as they want to, untethered, and see where the team goes with them.
You brought up Mario and Yager in 95-96, and I instantly thought, how did they not lead them 1-2 in goals, assists, and points? And one guy ruined it for them. Listen to this. This is funny. So Mario Lemieux had 69 goals. He was first in the league. Yager had 62. He was second. Mario Lemieux had 161 points, first in the league. Yager, 149. He was second. McDavid and Draisaitl are on those types of paces for the points. Mario had 92 assists. Yager had 87. He was third in the league in assists that year. The guy who was second in the league in assists that year was another member. Yeah, actually, this is good. Give me a guess.
I'll say Ron Francis.
Yes, Ron Francis. Yeah. 92 assists. Same number of Mario, it's hilarious that another guy on that team stopped them from being 1-2 in assists as well. Like, that's insane.
Ron Francis, and it's easy to forget because he was in Hartford for so long. He was behind Lemieux and Yager. Like, he was an amazing player for a long time. He really was. And how dare he get in between that type of history, only to have Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl have the opportunity 27 years later.
It's crazy that that's the type of numbers they're putting up right now. So we'll see what it leads to in the end. They want it to lead to playoff success, and I'm sure somewhere along the way it will eventually do that. But I had to kind of lay out some of those numbers. Say, oh, by the way, shout out on top of this. It was the original Puzar who pointed this out on Twitter last night. Leon Draisaitl has 51 points, 47 are either a goal or a primary assist. He has 4 second assists. 47 of his 51 points have been either him setting up the goal or getting the goal, which is kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, that's a great stat. There's nothing wrong with secondary assists, but that is a good indicator. And original Puzar's pretty sharp.
Nailed that. And he's an oil streamer himself. So thanks to the OP for helping us out on that one. We'll be back with another episode of the Oil Stream on Friday. We'll be recapping another Weathers game and getting ready for that game against the Ducks, in which they will most certainly trade for Jesse Puljujarvi and dress him for Anaheim on Saturday afternoon. And he scores against the Oilers because all former Oilers score against the Oilers. Maybe that's what's Maybe that's what's going to happen. Tommy, Thursday, pregame show on 1260. What time you get rolling, bud?
We get going at 6. What is this? A 7 o'clock start at home? Normal? Yeah.
That's
can't
weird.
Wait. Looking forward to it. Yeah, Thursday. And then we go early on Saturday at 12:30 because of the 2 p.m. start against the Ducks. Maybe your hot take comes to fruition and Jesse Puljujarvi wheels his small little travel bag down the hallway. I don't think that's likely. Again, reiterating what I was told, nothing concrete there with Anaheim. You know what? Let's see what happens. But
it might be a fit. It might be a fit. Yeah. Nothing concrete. Might be a fit.
Nothing concrete.
That's all we'll say. Yeah. All right, Tommy, get us out of here, buddy.
All right. Thanks for tuning in. For Dusty Nielsen, I'm Tom Gazzola. Be sure to like, share, subscribe, smash that thumbs up button. We're playing the algorithm game here, baby.
Tuesday, Boston Pizza, Terwilliger. Join us.